Hey guys, I hope you're all well and I hope you're all excited for the new week ahead. We most certainly are. The first trade we're going to start analyzing is EURUSD. Now, some of you may have seen our video that we posted last week where we were actually mapping out our potential long-term positions on EURUSD. Now, from a weekly perspective, you can see that price is actually closed above our key support area, which is what we were waiting for last week. So that's really good news. That criteria has now been ticked. Price is now officially closed below the 117 area. Incredible. Now, what are we going to look for now? Firstly, just from a technical perspective, we almost do see a sort of double top formation forming as well, which is really good just in terms of our candlestick, formations and some of the technical stuff we want to look for, as well as price closing above that key level. But before we buy, we have to have a closer look and see what's happening. How do we do this? We go to the 1-day time frame after we have our long-term outlook complete. Once we've done that and we can kind of map out where we believe price is going to go long term, we can go lower down on the time frames. So as you can see, we almost have what's a morning star formation forming here as well. So that's also good news. But what you will notice is we also have a buy and sell zone at this area. Why do we have this mapped out? Because essentially what we want to look for is a buy whenever price moves into this zone and a potential sell if price rejects and fails to break above this key zone here. Now, of course, last week, if we did put on our buy position, we would already be in the green, which is good. However, just because of current market conditions and fundamental data surrounding, the election results is still up in the air. Of course, Joe Biden, they're saying he has won, but Trump has failed to concede. So we do want to, make sure we're not holding any positions overnight, just in case, any wild news happens and market gaps can occur. So we do want to, you do want to be wary about that as a trader. So we, of course, haven't put any buy positions on yet. However, as you can see, price is now moving up to our sell zone. So on Monday, what we're going to do is we're not going to buy straight away. We're going to wait for price to maybe pull back to support. So we could potentially see a rejection at this level, and we can see price retrace back to our buying area, and we can look for our long position at this level. Now, again, we can also, just in case, because again, we do have to prepare for a break in either direction, right? So price doesn't necessarily have to pull back. Of course, I know you want to see a break, retest, and continuation, but we can also see a break at this level here. So when we go into the 4-hour time frame, and again, the more we zoom in, you can see the more confusing it can get, which is why you always want to start your analysis from a higher time frame, right? The higher the time frame, the more you can see the bigger picture. But now that we move into our 4-hour time frame, we can potentially see on Monday a break above support. Sorry, a break above this buy zone, which would technically be resistance area. Once we see the break, we can wait for price to pull back to our resistance, and we can also look for the long at this area. So as you can see, we completely have a buy bias on EURUSD, but we're prepared for either scenario. So we're prepared for price to pull back straight away at the start of the week to our support area again, which is 117, or we can potentially see a break above this key resistance area, and we can also look for a long at this level. Now, before I get onto mapping out our take profit levels and our potential stop loss, I'm also going to show you what we use in regards to our fundamentals to also factor in our long-term positions. So some of you may already be aware that we've been talking about the dollar weakening since last week when the elections were happening. And as you can see, we can now see price could potentially be moving down to 91 right? The 91.3 area. So we are prepared for that, and price is now fully closed outside of our weekly trend line. So that's also good news for potential selling opportunities on the dollar, which is good news for our major currency pairs because it technically means that they could continue to trend to the upside, which is what we've basically seen since the start of the year. As you can see, the dollar has been super bearish, and now we're expecting a continuation to the downside, which is why we're now getting prepared for a long opportunity on Euro USD. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to map out our stop loss and take profit on this video. I'm going to save that for another video just so you can digest what we've already gone through and keep some of that into account. Now, I haven't gone super technical on it. I haven't spoken about the supply and demand and and news data that could be coming out this week, etc. There's so much things to factor in. However, just based on what we've spoken about so far, you can see that it's the basic top-down analysis. We start with our weekly. We want to see our long-term trends. Then we get into our daily, just so we can have a better picture of what we're looking at and potential entries from those time frames. And then we can obviously get into our 4 hour, 1 hour time frame where we can map out our specific entries, or these could be our entry time frames, right? But just keep that in mind for now. And remember, you can actually join us for 1 week completely free by clicking the link in my bio. But please make sure you have the Telegram app downloaded. Otherwise, that link will not work. Remember, guys, if you want to join us for the rest of the week completely free, click the link in my bio. But please make sure you have the Telegram app downloaded. Otherwise, it will not work. Wishing you all a successful trading week. I'll speak to you soon.